Hi guys, and welcome back. Now, as you may know, it's time for more Devil is a Part-Timer. Unfortunately, there was a storm going on with lightning and everything else that is enclosed within that description, and it only really stopped a few minutes ago, so hopefully that's the end of it. But if you get distracted by some sharp lightning and possibly loud bangs, it's not entirely my fault. And if you want to do a quick rundown before I start the episode, well, there's inquisitions, miscomprehensions, and bentos. I think that's a pretty good description. Anyway, let's go on with this episode. Of course, she had to call in backup in the form of Emmy to be able to confront the delicate matter of the lunchbox. If it was poisoned, really she should have noticed while she was still at work, no? Yep. Why is she... Is she working for him now? Okay, there's misunderstandings, and then there's playing too heavy into the trope to get a joke out. It's almost crossing that boundary line. You know how terrible B-movie horror films, I don't know if it's the same description everywhere, but get away with being terrible because they're playing into it, and you know, we all know what's going to happen. I'm trying to think if I've forgotten the name of this thing. Devil is a Part-Timer. I wonder if it is acknowledging these tropes and is pushing it, or is actually just trying to do it for a cheap laugh rather than being a parody in of itself. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, though. So he's got heat stroke and whatnot. Is she just giving a general tips and tricks? And what happened to the utter confusion she showed a few minutes ago? At least they're eating a lot better than it was. Is Lucifer a caterpillar or something? And they're all ignoring him, as they should. And yeah, Lucifer's using the excess boxes as a little fort. And they're still ignoring him. Yeah, I had a friend like that who was persistent to the point where everyone started ignoring them. Conflicted in your answer, aren't you? Yeah, he hasn't actually had to think about any of this before, has he? So he's allowed to be thoroughly dense. Her wardrobe is stuck several years in the past, 100 years in the past, maybe. Maybe not peculiar, maybe, but yeah, I was about to say it's not really something that can be caught. He hasn't exactly shown himself to be particularly trustworthy, so he's allowed to be kicked off into the background. It's going to be slightly troublesome just getting around, isn't it? Hopefully her weird worries have been calmed slightly by coming around like this. In a way, yeah. I mean, have you seen his little apron when he's trying to do all the housework? Sure it's not. And I didn't know that such a law existed. So she's open with her parents. Very nice. Is she even doing a little impression of him as well? He can't exactly turn her down, no, can he? I'd be quite happy if I had actually something to eat rather than having to find something during lunch. Well, she seems to be taking it in her stride, doesn't she? Okay. So it didn't dissuade her at all. Despite the mass atrocities he's probably committed. But doesn't exactly equate onto this world, I suppose. The fact that she's just so forward about it is really refreshing. Yeah, that's about true, and also quite scary. That kind of just conversation wasn't for her ears. Well, that's one way to get away from the conversation. She's confused about why, everything about him, isn't she? And he is actually somewhat thinking about things rather than just what she's been told the Demon King should be like. I wonder what she'll look like in actual contemporary clothes. Does she... How much of this world has she actually experienced? I've only been on trains a select couple of times, so... Not that much difference, but... Well, that's one way of doing it. Oh yeah, she asked the question. Yeah, she didn't work it out. I forgot that she didn't actually know the what she asked her before was about if she was after Mao. There, yep. This is why it's good to confirm instead of being slightly vague. And they're having this quite public debate. I wonder if police are going to have to intervene again. Sure. I have nothing to add to this conversation because it's... And she knows nothing of that attack, so there's something else still going on. But yeah, that was a dude, I'm pretty sure, so... So I and people in the comments were correct. It was a paint, like, ink thing to deter shoplifting. Yeah. Does she know of this particular division of the church? It's very nice to know that you want to take out the Demon King, but right now, I can't wait around. That little voice crack. So, barriers, escalators, TVs, people in general, maybe? I guess technology, when you don't really know of it, can seem like magic. That would explain her dress sense and speech patterns. Is she copying her? Because she doesn't know she's copying her. I guess, it's a way of seeming more trustworthy to someone. It's a good psychology trick. It's been around for a while. You mirror someone's moves, and subconsciously it's like, you can be a little more open and less defensive. What kind of disturbance would that cause by openly saying the church is wrong? Yes. At least she isn't just completely subservient to the church and what they want. Would defeating the Dark Lord also be completed by getting him to give up on the idea of taking over the world? Or does it have to be permanent eradication? So, some fashion and appearance, I don't know, makeup tips to try and get her to fit in a bit better. Of course she's... Ow. How did my slight head movement make me go lightheaded? Talking through gritted teeth as well. She's not very happy, is she? Oh. I'm sure it's a very lovely country. I have no particular desires to go over and work there, but I think you're in the wrong franchise. James has really gotten a bit shorter now, hasn't he? And this little dude with the background music. Pretentious little prick with their sunglasses. Of course, it was only a matter of time before the owner of the one just across the street, who might put them into administration, comes over to... I don't know. Mock, maybe? Oh no, he's a creep as well. Laying on a bit thick there. Why is it that she's the only character that's kind of animated this way? Of course they're gonna get a man on the inside. Some subversion. Did she go... Oh. So she went shopping but didn't do very particularly well, apparently. Is that a pawnbrokers? Very nice. Well done. It's not that scary. It's not... What part of that sentence was a demand? Kind of. More of an acquaintance. How long was she waiting? Of course she didn't want this to become a thing in front of her workmate. Pain in the ass person who always has to get involved. But any kind of fast food place that opens up is going to have quite a few people turn up on the opening days. Just because it's new. You know, that's how people work. When they're given something new and shiny to play with, it's going to keep their interest for a few days until that kind of initial little burst kind of wears off. I find it very hard to believe that somewhere like Mugronald would be any particular dire situation. I'm still conflicted about Chiho-chan. I feel like her kind of side stories and B-plot would work in a show in of itself. I'm not sure how amazingly integrated it feels, but it might just be me. And so there you have it. There's another episode of Devil is a Part-Timer. The Kentucky guy was the guy who attacked on the convenience store, wasn't it? Of course it was. Blue hair, purple eyes, wearing sunglasses to cover up a ski mask where some dye might have snuck in. He's some big shot from the enemy fast food business who has his own little theme song when he walked in. I'm surprised I didn't really think of that sooner. But if I'm wrong, bloody hell, that's some good subversion. But hopefully you enjoyed the episode, and if you did, let me know down below. And of course, if you want to see more, then you should probably also let me know, because this channel is built around your enjoyment, and that's why I want to continue doing it. But because of a mixture of temperature, and I don't know exactly if there was the storm still going on, because I couldn't actually hear it if there was, I want to end this relatively quick, just in case. So, hopefully you're all doing quite well. Get some rest. I'll see you in the next one.